what's up? Let's check out the package for the San Diego Comic-Con Best Action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And as you can see here, the artwork is actually done by the figures and artworks based off the artist Mateus Santolouco's work. And he was there all 4 days to sign all the figures. And I'm glad I was able to catch him to get signatures for my figures. As you can see there, he did a sketch there in the front, and also he has his signature there at the bottom. It's just pretty cool, and I really like the packaging. I wish it was just square. I don't like the triangular thing that they're trying to do because it's so hard to store, the figures, and having it like rectangular or square would be better for our storage. But this comes with a window packaging. You can see the figure right there, and it says there the title Leonardo Battle Ready Edition. So then Nickelodeon TMNT, and you have your sticker, 2020 convention exclusive sticker. Another sticker comes with a collector card, and looks pretty cool. And here on the side, as you can see, there it is, Santolouco's artwork. That looks awesome, and they did this specifically for Comic-Con, which is pretty cool. Here's another side, that's pretty awesome, and some info there straight from the pages of the TMNT IDW comes with custom artwork from Mateus Santolouco, and see there, and here on the back you have an image of the figure, but that's actually not the Comic-Con version. It's just the regular plain version that is released, and that will be released in stores, I think. And yeah, just super cool packaging. Really like that. It's very glossy and all that. So, and here is Raphael. That's Leo. This is Raphael. Side here. Right, so now I got all the turtles out of their packaging. Let's check out the collector card that came with it. So here's Leo. That's an awesome artwork right there by Santolouco. And then some information about the turtles right there. That's Ralph. Pretty sick. And then there's Donnie. Oh. And then here's Michelangelo. So let's go ahead and check out the parts and accessories that came with these figures. So you have your extra bandana tails here for each turtle. I think they come with 2 each for all the turtles. And man, look at here's the alternate head for Leo. Check that out. If I can get it out. Come on. All right, got it out. Check it out. Head sculpt. These are the extra head sculpts, and nice detail on the head sculpt, man. So they really there's like black wash there. He's some nice details on that. Then here, see, it comes with the 2 mini swords right there, and 4 extra hands, and an FX piece or 2 FX piece for his katanas. So that's awesome. I'm glad that IDW or Best Action included that. Here is Raph, and here is bandanas, and 4 extra hands, extra head sculpt, and with the pupils. Yeah, and the original ones don't have pupils on it. So you have 3 extra shurikens. I really like the paint that they use. They really use some chrome paint on the weapons, which is pretty cool. So you can check out his size. Size are awesome. Check that out. And he has some batons here too. 2 batons for Raph, and these are supposed to be made out of wood. So out. All right, next up we have Donnie. As you can see there, 2 extra bandanas too, and he has like a smiling face, head right there. And check out his staff, which is pretty cool. Nice detail on it. So that, and then you have this, some sort of weapon that he can hold. I don't know what it does. I haven't read the comics in a long time. And then we have your night vision goggles here too, which is pretty awesome. Like nice detail on that. Check that out. And he has 4 extra hands. All right, next up we have Mikey. We have 2 extra bandana extensions there, but he has the shorter ones compared to the others. The others have long extensions for the bandanas. And then you have your nunchucks here. Kind of disappointed that these are not um, like strings. They're just the plastic. Just be careful with this. These might rip apart, but is that for her nunchucks. And then you have forgot what these weapons are called. you know so it has like a scythe at the end. These are not actual chains. It would be cool if these were actual chains. That would be nice, but they just use regular plastic right there. So but nice detail, nice paint on the weapons, which is pretty cool. And it's 4 extra hands like everybody else. So let's go ahead and check out the figure. And as you can see here, man, it looks great. Nice. Oh, his head is very hard to move. I might have to heat this up first before moving this. I think it's stuck. The paint is really caused it to like stick. So he has like these 2 katanas right here on the back, which is pretty awesome. Check that out. Ooh, shiny. Ooh, the paint is like slightly chipped there, as you can see. Maybe because it was inside here and it got stuck a little bit. And here, nope. Paint's pretty good, decent, no issues there. So let's put that back. And like the sword sheath, right? Check that out, man. Nice detail, but it's really sticking out. I don't know if you can take this off. Not 100% sure. Maybe you can, can't. I don't want to force it yet, but before I start moving things around, I'm gonna have to heat a lot of these things up because they're brand new, just out of the box. So nice detail on this figure so far. That ooh, like veins right there popping out. So not it's slightly damaged right there. So man, you couldn't see it inside the packaging, but it was damaged. So because of the mold. So the molding of the figure, not but the rest is, this arm is right okay, but this one is jacked up. But there's a lot of detail on this figure. So on the armor, on the pads, very nice. And you have your pouches right here too, the belt. So that looks awesome, and they really did a good job on detailing these Comic Con exclusives. So nice. And he has like dark brown wrappings on his hands and feet and legs. So, and the back, nice detail on the shell too. Like those details on the shell. So back there. All right, next up we have Raphael here. As you can see, check that out. Very nice. These really look like the comic book versions of the figures. Ooh, some big gaps there on the arms. As you can see there. I'm not a big fan of that. So here. So some gaps there. Not really inserted super well. And very nice paint on him. And like that each turtle has an individual design to it, which is pretty cool. And of course, check out all these pouches for the ninja stars or the shurikens, and nice detail on the belts. And check out that. Nice. And one other thing I noticed too is that when you open or bend the knees, as you can see, there's a lot of excess paint around the knees. It's like they dipped it, dipped the figure in like um, this paint that they have, or and then it just got through the cracks right there. So that's that. But very cool details on Ralph. So and in the back, as you can see the shells. You can put the size here in the back here too. Very nice. All right, next up we have Donatello, and he was one of the slimmer figures in the out of the all these turtles. As you can see, a very nice detail on him. You know, just every part of him is almost like you know um, covered in black wash. So there you go. You have some. He has like some pouches here in the front. Not you can't even open it or store anything on it, but nice detail on that. And his knee pads have like holes in the, or these are supposed to be extra padding, but I don't know if they're supposed to have holes there. So that's that. He has like a light wrapping on his on the arms, on the hands and the feet. You know, out. And then check out that shell. It's man, he has like screws on his shell. So check that out. I think that did they change I think that when this is when he got a new shell. I think because his shell got cracked in the comics. I think that's what happened. That's why he has like I think the metallic shell. I don't know. I can't remember, but I think I might be right because I think he died and they brought him back to life. But here's the thing that can hold the staff here, and more pouches in the back. All right, next up we have Michelangelo. So Mikey has like a different shade of green. It's almost like blue green or sea green that they painted him, and it's very different from all the turtles. And he's very bright too. So I tried moving his head, won't budge. I have to heat it up. Man, that paint really made it stuck there. And one thing I noticed, that the application of the paint on these figures are very sloppy in a way. It's not very consistent throughout. So see there, it gives off this shiny look on certain areas. Very nice detail on the belt. You have like pockets again where you can put his weapons. I like the the highlights on the front part of their bodies right there. So yeah, check that out. And one thing, it's very, like I mentioned, it's very inconsistent. As you can see here, there's a lot of black wash here on the left leg, but on the right there's not a lot. So check that out. So here, very kind of like dark here on the left leg, and then over here not a lot. And as you can see there, like I said mentioned, there's excess paint. As you can see, and oh great, so there's even green paint on Mikey's like knee pads. So not a lot of details on the knee pads here. So out and on the feet, you know. So the feet, see, you'll notice that it's very consistent with the paint, you know, that they applied on the Comic Con exclusives. So check out his hands. So it's like he has dirty hands or something. So on the back, also you can see the shell, more pouches there. You can store the nunchucks and the elbow pads there. And on the shell, I noticed that on each turtle, there's no detail on it. They didn't even try to paint it with anything. They have like dark shells, but maybe they think like, oh, we don't need to add any more detail, but it's not. This looks plain. They didn't do anything with the shells or paint it. You know, so that's that. It's the same thing with they did with the Comic Con Mutant Mayhem figures. They didn't paint the shells at all. No applications or any sort of detailing on it. Just they left the shells alone. So that's that. So the bottom of the feet there. All right, so let's go ahead and check out the articulation of each figure. Most of them are pretty much the same. And before you start moving parts around, I suggest you heat it up with hair dryer or hot water, and make sure you know, check the joints properly. And to be honest with you, it was so annoying. I had to like pretty much use the hair dryer on all the figures, and the joints were really stuck because of the paint. It's like they dipped like the figure in like this wash. They just dipped it there and let it dry, and yeah, all the joints were stuck pretty much. So even the head, man. So look, I can barely move it because of that, but it's moving. So and that's pretty much it. His head is on a ball joint, as you can see there. You can move it up and down and left, right. So you can. Oh, it's so tight. So I suggest you heat up the that area right here, the neck area, so it will loosen up the head a little bit. And then his arms, as you can see here, has butterfly joints. Most of all the figures have the butterfly joints, so that's that. So hard to move. And as you can see, it's already scratching this area right here, so that's kind of annoying. And they've already removed some of the paint here too, so um, kind of like kind of sucks that this is happening to these figures. And you have your bicep swivels right here. Check that out. And elbows. And this is what sucks. You can see the original color of the figure there when you bend the elbows. Not a fan of that. And his wrists. And also the wrists that came with each figure were pretty much stuck uh, with big due to the paint and the plastic. So I had to like really heat all of their hands for each turtle, so it will loosen up the hands and you can move it freely. Yeah, that was kind of annoying too. And then you have your thigh swivels here. You can do the splits, and you have knee joints there. And that's again, you can see the original color of the figure. Oops, and yeah, the foot came off. So yeah, was what I was playing around with this. This foot was kind of loose already, and I pull it off and it comes off easily now. And because I was trying to loosen up the ankle joints here, so you could move it around. So it's still kind of tight and so hard to move, but it's that's how it is. So there you go, and yeah, move that ankles around. Let's see them do the splits this way. Not much. So, okay, so let's check out Raphael's articulation. And same thing with Leo, ball joint on the head. You can move it up and down, left, right, rotate it. And then this belt is like slightly, you know, you can move it around so it's not, you know, hindering the articulation of the figure. And this was already like kind of loose. I think that came out that way. You know, I heated it up and maybe it got worse when I heated it up. So there's parts of this where it's not even colored. So it's kind of disappointing that the paint is not super consistent in the arms area. So it's in a arms and a butterfly joint also. So check that out. Yeah, I can do that. And biceps too, rotate. And what sucks about this is that, you know, I think I mentioned it earlier. There's like gaps. You can see the gaps there on the arms. So I mean, it still look cool while displayed, but you know, there's that. And okay, and then yeah, thighs. You can move that. Well, when I first opened this figure, this left thigh here was stuck, man. It won't even move. So it took me like a few minutes just to loosen up the plastic and the paint, and so I could like twist it around, and it was so annoying, man. But it was really stuck. I tried forcing it, but it wouldn't go, and yeah, I just had to heat it up for quite some time. So then his knees, look at that. Oh, there's like excess paint on the knees, kind of annoying. That bad. There you go. Much there. Do the splits. And oh yes, wrists. You know, you can move his wrist. Oh, came off. You can move his wrists. Oh. And his ankle joints are fine, I think. Yeah. So This one I don't have any issues with Raphael's ankles. So I can move that. And very limited too. That's the thing. That's the thing with this. It's like very limited on how far you can push the ankles. And there are no toe joints also. So kind of sucks. All right. Next up we have Donatello, and check out the head sculpt here. And as you can see, you can hear the squeaking noise. Uh, it's pretty heads on there pretty tight because of the paint and whatever they applied on this thing. And yeah, so this belt kind of moves a little bit. So yeah, so butterfly joints for all. Take the arms, and look at that. They colored the elbows brown, so that matches. That's pretty cool. You know that. Then you can rotate the biceps. And yeah, you can like move that around. So okay, and yeah, the his hands are fine. So take that, and then thigh swivels. So check that out. And these, yeah, also here they colored the insides brown too, which is consistent, which is pretty cool, like that. And then I think he has the worst ankle joints out of all the four because look how it's pointing. It's like it's not straight. You could like barely straighten it, you know, and it's like pointing downwards. So you really have to pose him the right way or a certain way, just to get him to stand straight up. So that's that for Donatello. All right, now we have Michelangelo. So same thing. His head's on the ball joint. Ooh, very tight. Can barely move that. So yep, and of course can move his arms around. Rotate that. Rotate here the biceps and elbows. There you go. Oh, they call it elbow pads. So and of course the paint that got stuck there kind of ruined the paint there bit, and you can move his hands too. So, and check out the splits. And one thing I didn't like about this, like I mentioned earlier, is the paint is very inconsistent. Look at that light, and then all of a sudden it gets all dark here, so kind of sucks. And rotate the thighs, that's pretty fine. The splits, right there. Okay, knees. Oh, this is where they messed up. They didn't even color the knees fully brown, partial only. Lame, man. For exclusives, I expected higher quality, to be honest. So then ankle joints, fine. Can't can barely move it up or down. Same for all turtles, same thing. So. All right, so let's go ahead and use the alternate heads that came with these figures. So it's pretty easy. You can just pop this off. Make sure you heat up the figure first, the neck area here, so it will soften the plastic and the paint, and the head will come off easily. And after that, it's pretty much will be fine. You'll be fine changing the head sculpts on each figure. So let's do that really quick. So let's pop that off like so, and let's see how easy I can put this on. So okay, it's a little tight. Uh, there you go. Pops in, and I can barely move the head, man. It's really tight on there. Sucks. So that's what I hate about these figures. And let's attach this part of the bandana on the back. There's a hole there, so let's check that. So, boom, there you go. Pretty easy. Check that out. And if you wanna change the hand, it's pretty easy also. Just hold the arm and pop this off like so. And let's use the alternate hand right here. So this is basically the same thing for every figure. So you don't have to worry about each figure having a different hand peg or head, ball joints or anything like that. All right, so now I have Leonardo here with his alternate head sculpt. As you can see here, it looks pretty cool, like that. And yeah, I attached this bandana extension here, and you can move that around. So it's pretty cool. And that, and then we have Raphael here with his alternate head scope, and his face looks funny because his eyes are like so far apart from each other. That's it, Raphael. And then next we have Donatello, and he has like one of the funniest alternate faces, like a smiling face with the big eyes. Kind of looks funny, but that's Donatello for you. All right, so let's go ahead and do some height comparisons and check out the height of each figure. So each one, let's start with Leo. I think Leo is like almost 5.25 inches tall, and I think Michelangelo is almost the same height as him. And then we have uh, Donatello, who is I think 5.5 inches tall, and he's the tallest out of all uh, the third four turtles. And we, of course, you have Raphael, who's also taller than Leo and Michelangelo, but he's like the bulkiest one. All right, now let's compare the best action turtles to the Mutant Mayhem Ninja Turtles. And as you can see here, there's a big size difference between these two lines, and the best actions figures are pretty tall compared to the Mutant Mayhem Turtles. All right, next up we have Mutant Mayhem Raphael and Donatello. Next to Best Action Raphael and Donatello, as you can see there, there's a big size difference between these four figures. All right, so let's compare the Best Action Turtles to the NECA Turtles. So I have the Comic Con exclusive Leo and Donatello here. Beside the best action ones. So as you can see here, since the best action turtles have differences in height, the Leo is slightly shorter than the NECA one, and the Donatello one is pretty much the same height as the NECA version. And yeah, the thing with NECA Ninja Turtles, they're all the same body sculpt and the same height. Okay, so next up I have the NECA Michelangelo and Raphael beside the best action ones. And as you can see, since Mikey from the best action one is pretty much the shortest figure, you can tell the difference and compared to the NECA one. And the Raphael one is pretty much almost the same height as the NECA versions. All right, next up I have the San Diego Comic-Con Shredder and Foot Soldier. And as you can see there, Shredder just pretty much towers over these two figures. And the same thing with the Foot Soldiers, man. So that's how they scale next to these two figures. All right, next up we have one of the tallest figures in the NECA TMNT line. We have the Pizza Monster between Leo and Rav. As you can see there, he towers over these two figures, and I think he scales pretty well with the best action figures. All right, so here are your San Diego Comic Con Best Action IDW Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they look good when they're all displayed this like this, you know, as a team. And let's check out Leonardo first. And as you can see here, something happened with my Leonardo while I was like posing him. And as you can see here, he only has one sword sheath. It's because this thing, the other sword sheath, snapped off, and accidentally hit it with my hand, and it just snapped off like that. I didn't drop it at all, and it looks like it was just super glued on there. So hopefully I can stick this back on. It will stay on. But as you can, if you notice, this is like solid plastic. I don't know who decided to design this way. This is his sheath this way, but this is not a very good design for sword sheaths, especially on this kind of toy, because it will snap off. And as you can see here, if this falls on on his back, this peg here could snap off, and you won't have I don't know how you're gonna fix it if it's snapped on. You know, you can glue it back on, but not a very good design for research. And the other turtles that we've had from NECA and or what I forgot the other, or from Nickelodeon Playmates, never used solid plastic for sword sheaths, and this is what happens, And unfortunately, this happened to me. And of course, also his katanas are very thin, and be careful when you're installing the katanas on his hands because it's very tight. Putting it in, having him hold the katanas. So as you can see here, mine's already slightly bent, and it could snap off if I keep on playing with it. Same thing here on the right side, because when he fell, the handle fell first, so it kind of bent it and it damaged the sword. So that's that. I'm gonna have to buy the regular version just to replace the swords. The thing with Leo also is just when you're. I think this is probably a common issue with the other figures too. Is that when you're moving the arms, it will scrape off here, so it's already scraping off some of the paint and plastic. So that happened, and mine came out with an issue here on the bicep here. There's like some damage here on the bicep, as you can see there. It's like not even painted anymore, but that's that for Leonardo, and kind of sucks. He's my favorite Ninja Turtle, and he's not. Is only a decent figure, and but cool thing about Leo is like they came with effects pieces for his short sword. So the way you can put this on, you can just slide it in there easily. So there you go, and slides in. Boom. There you go, and same thing here. And he's the only one that comes with these effects pieces. There you go. Check that out. It looks cool, man. So that looks great. Okay, next up I have Raphael here. Check this out. It looks good, and thing about Raphael is that these ninja stars that are on his on the on the pockets on his belt actually come off easily like that. So they don't stay on very well. So every time I pose him, these fall off. So I don't think it's really necessary to put the ninja stars or shurikens on those pockets. They're kind of lame. That they're not fit. They're not snug in there, so, or it doesn't even snap on. See, if it just falls off so easily, kind of sucks. But Raphael looks good. And I'm glad that they included this hand right here that he can hold this size like this. It took me a while to put it on. It was pretty tight, so it's kind of took a lot of effort to just put on the size have him hold the size like this. But it looks good, check it out. And you have your batons or nightsticks here in the back for his other weapons. That looks nice. And um, that's pretty much it for Raph, and of course he has like each turtle always has those paint issues, so but he's a decent figure. Okay, next up we have Michelangelo. So Mikey is probably one of my favorite out of the turtles, maybe because of the color that they painted him. So it's like a very different type of green. And here he is with his weapons on the back. Here you have pouches here. You can put your nunchucks here or this sickle. Forgot what this weapon was called, but you can put that there. And you can. He also has pockets here, so you can put the nunchucks there in the front also. And what I like about the butterfly joints is that he can hold his nunchucks like this, so you can pose him like that, and it looks pretty cool. So I'm glad they were able to do that, or give him this articulation that he can hold his nunchucks like that. So that's pretty cool. But I think that they should have used chains for his nunchucks. They just used this like plastic wire that's very soft. Hopefully it doesn't break when you play around with it. But overall, thing is with this one, they didn't paint the knee pads very well, so you could see the green on there. That should be brown. So that's the one of the negative things that I could point out about Michelangelo, and yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, next up we have Donatello here. Check this out. And to be honest, Donatello is probably one of my least favorite out of all the figures because of his ankle articulation. It's like like I mentioned earlier, it's like pointing downwards. It's not really, you can't really pose it straight. So you have to pose him a specific way so it can stand properly like this. So, but overall he looks nice. He doesn't have that many paint issues like the others. And here he is holding his bow staff. Oops. You can pose him in so many ways. That's the thing with these figures. You can unlimited. You can do some awesome poses with it. And here is with this visor here or night vision goggles. Forgot what he uses it for in the comics. That looks cool. And here in the back, as you can see, his shell is different from all the other turtles. He has like I don't know what this made of. The shell is made of. I forgot. I know because they killed him off in the IDW comics, and brought him back to life, but his shell was destroyed. So they used a different type of they made it the shell. I don't know, it's titanium or carbon fiber. I don't know, but that's done the shell for you. But overall, he's a decent figure. So overall, the Comic Con Best Action IDW Ninja Turtles are a good set. They're pretty good figures, but they're not great. And this is my first time owning uh, some Best Action figures. I've always wanted to buy the classic Turtles that they released, but never got to see them in stores. But when they announced this for Comic Con, I decided to get them, and they're pretty good when they're displayed like this. They look great all together with their weapons and accessories. But quality-wise, I don't think they're the best. I think Nick has an edge on them on that. Even like of course, SH Figure Arts are those are on a different level. But it just the joints are very tight when I first opened them up, and they were all sticking to each other. The paint was like preventing him from really moving it, and I had to heat up all the joints and the head also, and just to remove it to replace it, and it's still very tight. And um, they have great articulation, but I don't want to heat up all the parts of my toys. Mainly for Comic Con exclusives. I think they're okay, but not Uh, I don't know. They're pretty mid to me. But also, I like the designs overall. I like Santolouco's designs on the IDW turtles. They're one of my favorite designs. And like the accessories that they included with each turtle, man, it's different accessories and multiple points of articulation. You can really pose them very well. But I just don't like the ankle articulation. It's just so limited, and you can't even like really move it up or down very well. And that's kind of disappointing. Of course, the paint's like also the issue. It's like they just dipped every turtle into like a black wash and decided to like just have it dry up. I mean, I recommend buying the regular IDW turtles. They're on sale right now at Big Bag Toy Store and Amazon, and you can just customize those yourself. You just add your own black wash, or black linings on it. You can just get a Gundam pen and add some black linings, and they're they'll probably come out pretty good. So yeah, that's probably a good option for you guys. And they're like $22 each online right now. So if you want to buy this set, it's up to you. I mean, they're a good addition to your Comic Con exclusive set. But yeah, I think if you're a big fan of Ninja Turtles, you gotta grab these figures. So, and especially this is the first time they've actually made these versions of the Turtles. And that wraps up my unboxing of the brand new San Diego Comic Con 2023 Best Action IDW Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I have Leonardo here in hand. Check this out. Hopefully it's in focus, and it looks good. It looks like it came straight out of the comic books. And I reattached the sheath on him. I super glued it, but unfortunately, the glue doesn't really hold up very well. So this is my second time reattaching it. So just be careful when dealing with Leonardo, and the sheaths are kind of very fragile. And if you drop him, it will break. So yeah, otherwise, aside from that, it's still kind of a decent figure. Okay, that's Leo. And next up, I have Raphael right here. Check that out. It looks really badass, holding his size. And looks pretty cool. That. And then I have Donatello here. Check it out. Yeah, holding his staff, and with this night vision goggles, or whatever they call it. There he is, and here is Michelangelo, the party dude. Looks awesome, and this is probably one of my favorite out of the set. So if you want these figures right now, unfortunately Leonardo is sold out already, and you can purchase this at the Loyal Subjects website.
And I think the other exclusives for Comic Con are also sold out. So I think they only have Donatello, Michelangelo, and Raphael yet out of these Ninja Turtles set. And if you want to complete the set, you might have to go with the regular versions, which are being sold online right now at Amazon or Big Bad Toy Store and other retailers online. So I'll be posting some links where you can purchase them. So they're going for like $21.99 for the regular. These are $30 each for the exclusives, but it's not much of a big difference, you know. So probably $8 to $9 price difference for the regular version, and you can customize those yourselves, you know, because they don't have any linings or shadows. So you could probably do a better job than comparing to the Comic Con versions. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for tuning in once again. I really appreciate the support, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll be seeing you guys next week.